Thank you guys for joining me on this video where I reveal to you guys my personal top 10 Marvel Legends figures of 2022. Hopefully you guys checked out my top 10 video overall of 2022. I would really appreciate it if you check it out. But this time I'm going to separate a few of these. I'm going to do a Marvel Legends video and I'm going to do a G.I. Joe video, and I think I'm going to leave it at that. I might do Dragon Ball Z, I'm not sure. But that one's kind of unfair since I think there's only been like 15 releases, so 10 out of those is like I don't know. But anyways, for Marvel Legends, we had a ton of releases this year. This was one of the best years for Marvel Legends in terms of what we got. Like, we got some awesome looking figures. We weren't very happy about prices this year. It was a very rough year in terms of pricing, but there was a lot of clearance opportunities because of the overpricing that they did. But we had amazing figures, and that's what we're going to focus on here. So I'll start off this video like I always do with some honorable mentions. There's always figures that just do not make the cut. It's very hard to make these top 10 lists, at least for me. And remember, this is a subjective list, so it's my personal opinion, my personal favorites of the year. Everyone has a different ones, and that's why I always encourage you guys to let me know your top 10 in the comment section below, because I'm always interested to see how different it is among all of us collectors. But we'll start off honorable mentions here, and I'll start off with the Marvel Legends retro carded Hammerhead figure. This wave came out towards the end of 2021, beginning of 2022, and I got it in 2022. So the Hammerhead one is one of my favorite ones from that wave, alongside the Ben Reilly Spidey, but this Hammerhead is awesome. I love it. So next, we have the Black Suit Spider-Man, the symbiote Spidey, of course. I know this is probably going to be on the actual top 10 list of some people, but for me, it just didn't make the cut over the ones that I have there already. Next, we have the Marvel Legends Walmart exclusive Doctor Strange. I love this Doctor Strange. One of the best Doctor Strange figures in the collection, if not the best. Next, I gotta mention the Marvel Legends Vulcan. He did not make my top 10 list just because of the character. The figure itself is amazing. We all love the body mold, but the character, Vulcan, for me, I have no personal attachment to him, and you know, I can honorably mention him, but he's not going to make my list for sure. But he's a great figure. Next up, we have the Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive Jigsaw. Next, I'm going to have to mention this one. This one might be controversial, but I'm going to have to give it to the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man and Spinneret 2-pack. It did not make my list. I think everybody put this on their list. I haven't seen anybody's top 10 list, but I'm pretty sure it's on people's list. But you know what? I'm gonna say I like the original retro carded Spider-Man more than this one, even though it has pins and it has no toe articulation. I don't know what it is. It's the color, it's the design of that suit, and that figure, I really do like that a little bit more than this Renew Your Vows Spidey. Now, don't get it twisted, man. I love this body mold, and it's great to see a pinless Spidey with some toe hinges, and this gave people an opportunity to pick up this Spidey if you missed out on that retro carded original version. But I don't know, I just got this attachment to that original one. But next up, I'm gonna have to give it to the Marvel Legends Iron Spider. This is an awesome figure. It's just very overpriced. The 20th anniversary Toad, the retro carded Iron Man with proton cannon, the Marvel Legends Daredevil from the 3-pack that just came out recently. I gotta mention the Eddie Brock Venom from that Amazon exclusive 3-pack, Knoll and Venom 2-pack, the King in Black 2-pack. This did not make my cut, but great figures. We finally get a Knoll in the collection as well. Then we have the Walgreens exclusive Baron Zemo, and I'll end it off with the Iron Man Model 70 figure, the one that I reviewed for you guys that Hasbro so graciously provided for me as an early review copy. Anyways, let's get started with the top 10 list so we don't make this video too long, but hopefully you guys stick around to the end so we can all see what we got here. So we'll start off with number 10. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I guess this is a top 10 and a half, top 10, top 11 maybe, but I'm going to give it to two figures because they were neck and neck. I couldn't choose one. I don't know. It's hard. I mentioned it in my top 10 overall video as well. but I'm gonna give it to the Build-A-Figure Khonshu slash Build-A-Figure Bonebreaker. So Bonebreaker is not lower or higher in the list, however you want to word that, because my attachment to the character, I really didn't know who the character was until the Build-A-Figure came out and I started reading up on him. So because of that, he's not really on it, but he's on it. So he's number 10, neck and neck with Khonshu. Khonshu's a great Build-A-Figure. It showed up in the Disney Plus TV series, this MCU material stuff. So that doesn't take away anything from it, but both of these are just two characters I didn't really have super attachments to, but the figures are amazing. Some of the best Build-A-Figures ever. So these are worth the top 10 spot, at least, you know, on the top 10 of Marvel Legends of 2022. So I know Bonebreaker is probably going to be number 1, 2, or 3 for most people, but for me in particular, it's going to be number 10 alongside with Khonshu. Coming in at number 9, we have Mojo. Now this could be the regular deluxe Mojo, or it could be the Mojo World Mojo. I don't care which one you pick up, just pick one up. They both are amazing. If you have the choice, go with the Mojo World version that comes with a 3-pack, I think it is. So it comes with other 6-inch figures, and that Mojo is more detailed, has more paint apps. It looks better, significantly better than the regular release, but the regular release is still a good option if you just want Mojo only for a little bit cheaper than the Mojo World pack is. Great figure. We finally get a Hasbro Mojo. We haven't had Mojo since Toy Biz era, so it's nice to get a bigger and more articulated Mojo than that previous release from Toy Biz. Number 8, I have to give it to the Marvel Legends Retro Carded Lizard. This lizard is amazing. My favorite lizard in my collection by far. I like it more than the Build-A-Figure, believe it or not. I just love the classic look. I keep the cartoony head sculpt on it because I just love the way it looks. Even though some people say it looks derpy, I love it. It looks just like classic nostalgia retro lizard to me, so that's how I'm going to display it. But this figure is amazing, absolutely beautiful figure. Great release by the Hasbro Marvel Legends team. Number 7, I got to give it to the 20th anniversary Iron Man figure. This figure, of course, Iron Man's my favorite character, my favorite superhero from Marvel, and this was my favorite Iron Man figure of the year, just beating the Proton Cannon Iron Man. I love that figure too, and it's on that retro card, and I've been wanting a Iron Man retro card line for the longest time. So I'm glad that it's finally here. I hope they keep supporting it as much as Spider-Man. But for this year, they only really released 2 figures for that line, and I'm kind of concerned. So, but anyways, for the Toy Biz 20th anniversary, we have the Iron Man figure, and it's fantastic. The head sculpt is by far the best Tony Stark head sculpt. It's got some of the best paint apps ever, and it's just amazing. So I highly recommend this Iron Man if you're looking for like that great Iron Man, definitive Iron Man for your collection, classic, then go for this one right here. Number 6, I don't know if you want to call this a cheat or not, but this is going to be the Amazing Fantasy body of Spider-Man. So you could give it to the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, you can give it to the cell shaded Spidey from the retro card, or you can give it to the Amazing Friends 3-pack Spidey. They all share the same body mold, but there's something about this Spidey that just, I love it. Now, there were so many Spider-Man releases this year. This was the year of Spider-Man. They were really celebrating the anniversary of Spidey. They released over 10 Spider-Mans, more probably, I don't know, I lost count. But I had to really just focus on one. I didn't want to put a bunch on there. So the Amazing Fantasy version beat out Black Suit Symbiote Spidey. It beat out the Renew Your Vow Spidey for me, despite it having a little bit less articulation than that version that's more articulated, right? There's just something about the scale, the size of the Spidey that just seems like it's more Spidey to me. And I just like it a little bit better. So like I said, I could go to either 3 of them. You can choose, but all 3 of them are the same body, and all 3 of them are amazing. I love them all because of the body mold that it's on. So it's a great Spidey buck that they're probably going to use more and more. So how to give it to that. And then number 5, I'm going to give it to the VHS Retro Boxed Morph. Finally, a classic Morph in the collection. It is cel shaded, but it's a darn good figure. It is absolutely amazing. The wait was well worth it for a Morph because they really delivered here, and I love the head sculpts that they provided here. I think Paul Harding did the head sculpts once again. He does amazing work. So another great figure. And Morph starts off the top 5 of Marvel Legends for me in 2022. Now, number 4, I'm going to have to give it to the Peter and Ned 2-pack, specifically Peter Parker from that 2-pack. This is an absolutely amazing Peter Parker. Like, this is amazing. It's a casual clothing look. The head sculpt, one of them is not that great, but one of them is perfection. It looks just like Tom Holland. For a Marvel Legends 6-inch scale, it is damn good. So Ned, don't sleep on Ned either. Of course, you get them both in the 2-pack, but specifically Peter Parker, this figure is one of my favorite figures of the year. Such an amazing 2-pack. I can't believe we got Ned and Peter. But again, the year of Spider-Man, they really delivered, and they gave us this awesome, awesome 2-pack. Number 3, starting off the top 3, we have the VHS Retro Boxed Cyclops figure. This is also cel shaded. A lot of people hate the cel shading, but I can overlook it on these two figures, Morph and Cyclops, because of just how absolutely amazing these figures came out. This is by far the definitive Cyclops figure, beating the previous Warlock Wave version and any other Cyclops you may have, like from the Love Triangle and whatnot. But then this Cyclops is on a new buck, shares some of the new buckness from Morph, but it is absolutely amazing. It's a great figure. It's got the straps that no longer are loose. They're all molded into the leg, and it's got some of the best paint apps, some of the best sculpting that I've seen from Marvel Legends. Just a great Cyclops, and I highly recommend you guys pick this figure up. He is that good. Number 2 is going to go to the 20th anniversary Captain America figure. This figure is the best Captain America figure Marvel Legends has ever produced. Now, that might be controversial, but for me, it is. It beats out anything Toy Biz ever made. It beats out anything that Hasbro has ever made previous to this. This is the best Captain America, and he has pins. So if he was pinless, he'd be absolutely 100% perfect. But he's not pinless, so maybe he's 95%, 90% perfect. So he is a fantastic figure. Another Paul Harding head sculpt. Once again, amazing work. The head sculpt is absolutely beautiful. The body, the paint apps, Hasbro did some paint apps here that they never do. They went the extra mile for these 20th anniversary figures. They do cost a little bit more, but you can see the quality in them, and they are just awesome. Number 1, of course, this is just a no-brainer. Really no anticipation to this one, but I did include the HasLab Galactus into this top 10 list, because how could you not, Marvel Legends collectors? This is the Marvel Legend of the year. This is the biggest Marvel Legend ever created. The HasLab Galactus just smokes everything, and it smokes the HasLab Sentinel. Sentinel is great and all, don't get me wrong, but the HasLab Galactus is breathtaking. It is, man. When I opened this figure up, I just did not expect it to be this beautiful. Really, I think this was obvious. I didn't mention it in the honorable mentions. I didn't even talk about it. So yeah, the HasLab Galactus is my number 1, as it might be for most people that will include it on their list. Maybe it won't be for everybody, but a lot of people will probably include it on their list, and I just feel like I had to include him. Now, I did not include any of the recent X-Men retro carded wave that has been trickling out lately. A lot of people got it in December. I ended up waiting on it, and I went for the regular US release, so I'm getting it probably in a week, so it's coming out in January for me. I'll probably include that in my next year's top 10 list if they make the cut there. So it won't be mentioned here because I technically didn't have it last year. So most people will have them, or I've seen some people already include them on their list because they already obtained them in December. So that's a little different. It's always a little weird with the releases coming out December/January. Some make the cut, some don't, because they just, we're in different parts of the world here. So anyways, that's my top 10 list of Marvel Legends. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know your top 10 list down below. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, guys, take care, take it easy, and I will catch you on the next one.